This is the floor of the duck pen. The ducks are really good at making a mess. If you manage that mess correctly, you can make some beautiful composted soil out of it. Check out this pile of beautiful compost. Every once in a while, we'll take the shovel and we'll dig up that top couple inches of soil and we'll pile it up. The ducks will walk all over it, poop on it, and eat bugs and worms out of it. Keep piling it up, and we end up with this little compost pile inside the duck pen. Now you can see how rich that is. There's fungus growing in it, there's sand, there's dirt, there's insects. You can see worms a lot of times in here. The ducks are just really wonderful at turning what they eat into very nutritious soil. If you don't manage this resource correctly, it's just a mess, and it can be dangerous for your ducks. Now our ducks get the free range often, so they get out, they eat grass and bugs, and they get their feet on something other than this mess. And we try to keep this mess churned and turned often so that it doesn't become just a cesspool of disease. Okay, open the door so we can let the ducks out. Yep, open the door. When they get out of the coop, one of the things they like to do is come up in my swale area, especially when there's water in it, but even when there's not, they get their bills in there and they wiggle it around and eat the insects and worms and manure into the swale. I'll take that pile out of the coop and put it in buckets and move it someplace where I can use it. Hopefully I can get my act together and start a few new garden beds. One of the things we can do is take buckets full of this compost and just spread it out as a layer on top of the berm, just adding more soil and nutrition to the plants that we have on the berm. Like we have our Texas sage, our strawberry guava, and our loquat. Don't have to worry about spreading it out too much because the chickens are anxious and quick to do that job for us. After you've taken a good bit of that composted soil out, you want to try to fill it up with some carbon resource like bags of leaves or some spoiled hay or sawdust or wood chips or some type of carbon, hopefully a free and local resource that you can add on top of this to continue the cycle. I'll leave the door open for a little bit and the chickens will come in here and help spread that out. But I don't want it to be in a great big pile when the ducks come in later. One of the keys to keeping this a good thing, a good and healthy thing for you and your ducks, is keeping it turned. You want to keep the process going. So every once in a while you come in with a shovel or a fork and you turn that top layer over, pile it up, and let them scratch it out. If you're doing this for chickens, they're already going to scratch it out. So you just come in every once in a while and pile it up, give them a playground to spread it out again. That keeps the oxygen in it so that it doesn't get stale, anaerobic, and yucky. That's one way that I end up with an abundance of nutritious compost for my garden and also a healthy living environment for the ducks and chickens.